Hey! Welcome guys to the Musings of Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick, and today we are watching Season 2 of the Misfit of Demon King Academy. Yes, it has been a long while, in fact over 2 years since we last saw this series, but we'll talk more about that later, right? So first of all, I'm sure that there are some old viewers here who watched my previous reactions and videos on this series and are here once again back. Welcome back. And then of course, I'm sure that, it has been 2.5 years. There's probably some new friends along as well who are here for the first time, right? So in that case, welcome. And just a quick introduction to my channel. I'll typically divide my videos into 3 different parts. I'll have my opening introduction, which you are in right now, my middle blind reaction section, and then finally I will follow it up with what I call my musings section, which I do put a little bit more focus on. I typically like to go a little bit more in depth into the episode at hand or the series at hand, talk about what I like, what I don't like, and try to make some predictions or work out some of the sort of like mechanics of the world, right? I love world building stuff, especially for this series, which is a fantasy series. Like, I do love to look at, what kind of systems and mechanisms they have in place and all that. Although, of course, for a series like this one where the protagonist is super OP, it doesn't really matter all that much, but it's still fun, right? But in any case, they will all be timestamped down below, so you can just jump to whichever part that you want. So, a little bit more about this series, right? Like I said, wow, 2.5 years. To be honest, like, I did not expect this one to get a second season. Like, this, as with a lot of light novel adaptations, typically are kind of like a one and done thing. They're there, let you see your favorite characters, for as a fan service, and then try to attract some new viewers as well to get them to buy and read the light novel or the manga, the original work, if you will, and that's it, right? So for this to get a second season, I am quite amazed, and that's not to say that I don't like it. Obviously, I like it. That's why I'm watching it right now. It's just that the story setting and the plot and whatnot didn't really. I didn't really think that it was worthy enough to get a second season or get popular enough to get a second season. But apparently I am wrong, and so here we are. I mean, definitely the big draw to me would be the main character Amos, right? I believe he's called Amos, who is, totally OP, but still calm, collected, composed, and of course, devilishly handsome, if you will. And then, you got all the other girls as well. I believe, what was it, Misha, Sasha, I think, and also Eleanor. I believe those are the main ones, and probably some more as well. The supporting cast is of course quite decent. It's just that, in a series where the main protagonist is just like super OP, there's not really too many places where they can shine. Although I do believe the finale, if you will, of the first season was done in a way where they could shine in some way, or maybe not quite finale, but I do recall them getting into like some school related tournament, if you will, where they eventually won, right? But in any case, yeah, I'm kind of rambling on at this point, so I don't really know what's in store for a second season, for the season 2. At the end of season 1, it seems that Amos managed to get his own fan club, right? He's gradually spreading his influence. He's regaining his former followers, the ones that continued to govern the nation, govern the school, even after he died and was reincarnated. And so, yeah, let's just see, right? Hopefully the scale becomes bigger and we get to see more and more things, and also dig a little bit deeper into the truth of what happened all those thousands or hundreds or thousands of years ago, right? So let's get into it. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. No, 2,000 years ago. There we go. So it was 2,000 years ago. Great Spirit Force. Great Spirit Leno. Wait, isn't this one of... I believe the reincarnation of this Great Spirit we saw in season 1, right? Who? The Demon Lord, or Heavenly Father God? The Father of all gods? Okay. Is this the hero, or... The God Clan, eh? So this is one of those settings with multiple different gods and whatnot. Yeah. No, for pure humans, that has a much more different implication, right? Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. So I'm guessing. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is probably why eventually, like, the entire world came against Anos, right? Like, he's the one that dared go against the gods. Yeah, I seem to recall, like, um, man, like I said, it's been 2.5 years, and I didn't really go back and rewatch this, right? But there was something regarding these two in the future as well, right? Should I say an "aw" here? But I mean, right? We saw this at the end. Well, we saw this in season one, right? This was Anos' decision. Although it didn't really work out because of some sort of sabotage somehow, somewhere. And if what we just saw was to be, if we take it into account what we just saw, you better bet that the gods had a hand in this. Did they ever actually reach there? Or. Right, but sent by whom? Now I guess it's most, like I said, it's most likely gonna be the gods, right? Political? Political? Huh? Right. A lesson by God, eh? No? No, these are his fan club, right? No. Misha Sasha. Alright, alright, Anos. We got it, we get it, we get it. Bottom of the middle tier. So it's these, right? Was it these two? I can't quite remember. I think it's these two, right? The spirit and Shin. I think I can't quite remember, but I believe that's the case. Oh. They wait. So now they. Mhm. Four evil royals. Hmm. But why are they trying? Hmm. Hmm. How did? Oh. Yeah, I was like because Anos definitely seemed like kind of nonplussed about this entire situation. Yeah, so he's like, sure, I will acknowledge you as the Demon King. However, the gods are above the Demon King, right? That's probably what he's going to be saying. Canon? So is he like the actual leader of all of the? He's just gonna. Yep. Yeah, I was just like, who cares? Man, Alice is just. How is he? How is he so goddamn OP? What? Like they just, it's just layers on layers and layers, right? Yeah, like they were saying, they just show up out of nowhere, and that. After all of that, like, the sort of like conflict, which is like magnitudes of layers above what just of everything, and then suddenly they're all reverting back to some. Yeah, and now they're just doing some like I don't know. I feel like the gap is like super large. Oh, actually, no, wait. I kind of forgot. Was Lei the reincarnation of Shin or the reincarnation of Canon? I can't quite remember. I'll look it up later. No, I mean, it should be Shin, right? I can't. I can't quite remember. Aww. No, wait. Actually, okay. I remember now. He should be the reincarnation of Canon. Yeah. Now what? Okay. Now I remember that. Yeah, that was I don't know. That was something else, right? It was definitely something. That's all I can say. If there's one criticism I have about this about this series is that their names are absolutely ridiculous. You know? I feel like his wits are also higher than yours, so. Oh, okay, so right into the action. I can't. I must say that I am enjoying this a lot. Yeah, way too many names. Like, come on, guys. I know titles are important and all, but still. Okay, duel of intellect, eh? Alright, see you guys after this. Alright, guys, that was episode 1 of Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 2, and I gotta say, we are starting off with a bang, right into the action, and that is great, right? Because at the very beginning, I thought they were going to, especially with the flashback and all that, I thought they were going to, like, sort of build up the story, you know, introduce, like, a main character, or like a main point of contention or whatnot, and then gradually ease us into the story. But no, right now, right here in the immediate first episode, we already get conflict, right? And Anos is already out to kick some butt, and I love that because, like I said, this is a series which is mostly kind of, you know, just watching Anos kick ass and take names, right? And so it's great. I love that they're going right into this, and you know, it is maybe still somewhat confusing, especially for a series that has been, you know, we haven't really gotten any new content of for the past 2.5 years, and you know, I still need to refamiliarize with myself with some of the people, right, including like Lei as well. So he, you know, I later on did remember he is the reincarnation of the hero canon, and and so on and so forth, right? Although I'm kind of curious, like, why we had that flashback scene in the past with Shin instead. So, well, maybe that's important, maybe not. I mean, I'm sure it's important in some way. If nothing else, I think this introduces the concept of the gods to us, right? Although I do believe that even in season 1, this kind of concept was kind of introduced as well, and this is the type of like world building stuff that I really love, right? Because in a lot of different fantasy works, they have like different interpretations of what constitutes like the world order, if you will, and you know, the power levels, like divine powers. You know, in some fantasy worlds, like God is God, right? And all encompassing, holy, and whatnot, and so on and so forth. But then there are also many other series where there are multiple gods, and gods, just like humans, you know, they have their own political games to fight with each other and to gain control, to wrestle control, and so on and so forth. And to be honest, like the latter kind, that is the one that I love watching the most, because you know, it's just more fun, right? Because it's really just humans, except on a completely different level, on a completely different power level and whatnot. And probably the most exciting of all of those is when any kind of like mere mortal, like mere human, dares to step into the boundaries of the gods and try to like overthrow them, as we can see Anos is probably doing in a way. Like his power level is already at the point where he can literally threaten all the gods of this world and whatnot. And so I love that kind of setting, of situation, and yeah, I want to see more of this, right? And clearly we are being introduced to an ever larger cast of characters and whatnot. It is, like I said, this does get ridiculous, and especially with all of their namings and whatnot, they're always like, they're not Japanese names, right? They're Roman-sized names. They're like kind of Western names, but then pronounced in a Japanese way, and it all gets very confusing. Like, I can already tell right now that I'm probably going to forget half of the names that I'm mentioning. I probably already forgot half the names mentioned in the episode. I can barely remember, like, Amos and Misha, Sasha, Eleanor, as it is. The rest, whatever, right? If you're important enough, I will remember you. Let's put it that way. So, yeah. Not really too much else to add here for this first episode. I think it's just a great reintroduction once again. the sort of like part where the heavenly father god, if you will, like came into and became was masquerading as the instructor and whatnot. I was kind of like, this is quite odd, right? I was definitely under the impression that that Anos was going to have to like be on down low a little bit longer, and so gradually convince people, if you will. But no, he just came in and straight up and said, yeah, all these 7 elders recognize Anos as the true demon lord and whatnot. You would think that with that kind of recognition, a lot of things should be shifted already in perception and whatnot, right? But sure, for the sake of the story and whatnot, we gotta have Anos being up here being like, you got to refine your heart, you got to refine yourself, and so on and so forth. Like, really, dude, really? I mean, sure, it's great and all, right? But it's, I don't know. Is this really the same kind of thing that Anos would say 2,000 years earlier? I place doubt on that, if you will. But yeah, in any case, really, I do sincerely say that I have missed Anos as a main character. He's probably one of like my favorite archetypes of characters in terms of main protagonists. Like, I love this kind of, maybe not quite so the OP-ness, right? But OP-ness in itself is something that you can enjoy in other aspects, right? Like a classic example was One Punch Man, right? So in terms of character and personality and whatnot, maybe not all that much, but people still enjoy One Punch Man being able to completely obliterate his enemies, right? So that's one aspect of the enjoyment. But I have to say that like Anos' overall demeanor, if you will, like his interactions with all the other characters, how he always finds a way to get out of the situation. Sure, part of it is predicated by his power, but I think just in general, that is his personality and his character, right? And so, yeah, I just love it. I love watching. I love hearing him talk. I love hearing him be all like, this sort of, the confidence, right? It's not arrogance. Like, he never makes me feel that he's being arrogant about something, even though he has every right to be. But it's just this sort of cocky confidence that I love so much, that is really missing from a lot of works, and whether it be anime or manga or light novels, where I know I'm good, and I can definitely prove it to you, and all that, and I'm not here to look down on you or anything, but I just know I'm hella good, and you can't touch me, right? and yeah, that's basically probably one of the main reasons why I'm continuing to watch this series as a whole, is just because I love this kind of character archetype. And so, yeah, I think that's it for now. I don't really, I obviously in the next episode we're gonna see them fight their respective fights and all that. And I guess this is a quite the smart way to do things, because obviously like the power gap between all of them is kind of ridiculous, right? And so the only way for this to actually sort of make sense is for them to each have their respective individual fights. Like Anna's fighting alongside like Misha or Sasha or whatnot. It doesn't really mean too much, if you will, because there's such a gap in their abilities and whatnot, that it's almost like even, well, I wouldn't really say that, because we clearly saw some of that back in season 1, right? But always in the back of my mind, I always think, no matter what Sasha, you, or Misha are doing, Anos could probably like snap his fingers and do everything like 100 times better than what you guys are doing. So I do feel like this kind of situation where they are split up and fighting their own fights and whatnot is a good sort of balance to the situation here, and to allow us to enjoy their battles for what it's worth, and whatnot. And heck, even for this one, like even for Anos, we can clearly see at the very end here that that dude has, clearly he says that he's no match for Anos, right? And they know it, and so now they contrive this like sort of reason. Now I'm going to challenge you to a battle of intelligence, a battle of wits, like this, forcing Anos to use something other than his OP powers. And something tells me that Alice will probably win anyways. He's definitely not just a brute, right? He's very, very, very smart as well. And clearly, I mean, dude, he invented so many different things, right? He literally invented so many magical systems and whatnot. I think this goes beyond just being very powerful, but he actually does have a brain and use it as well. And if not, like, how would he have been able to come up with this plan 2,000 years ago to sort of like bring world peace to the world and whatnot? So just saying, just saying. Anyways, that is it for this first episode of Season 2. Thank you guys for watching. One note though, so next week I am actually going to be out on a business trip overseas, so unfortunately I don't really think I'll be able to record, so the next episode might be a little bit delayed, and maybe I'll just record it together with the third episode together. I haven't completely confirmed that yet. I'll see what I can do, right? But chances are very high that it's either going to be combined with the third episode, or at the very least it's going to be delayed by, I don't know, like half a week or so. So just a heads up for you guys, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, duty calls, work calls, so yeah, hopefully I will still see you guys around, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video and this series overall. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.